one, action.
Hi there, welcome to this episode of IFC's Indie Film Spotlight. This is the show that celebrates indie film and the artists that make them. My name is Michelle Lassiter. I'm your host of this episode. And today with us, we have Julia Campanelli. She is the writer, director, producer of the film 116. Tell us a little bit about your film.
116 is a story about a woman who wakes up in a hotel room with a younger man in her bed, and she's not quite sure how he got there. And then through a series of flashbacks, we see what their relationship is.
Fantastic. It's a beautifully done story. We were talking just a few minutes ago. There's some flashback scenes. There's some current setting scenes. Tell us how you came up with the idea to do this film.
116 was originally scheduled to be an immersive theater piece. A producer had approached me and asked me to create something using one of Shakespeare's sonnets. And I knew immediately which sonnet I wanted, 116 being my favorite. And I knew that I wanted to do it in a hotel room. So I wrote the script, but then the project fell through. So I thought, this is such a visual script, I just have to make a film about it.
That's fantastic. What inspired you, what inspires you about that particular sonnet?
I think it's about ideal love. And
something that I really noticed in the film is that each character was on top at one point or another.
So there's a battle won and then lost, and then it's just the power just shifts back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful film.
Thank you.
Tell me, you had such a small team. It seemed
Yes.
like you shouldered this whole project. What was it like to work with such a small team?
Well, it's cheaper. You don't have to buy as much catering. But I had a very talented crew, and we were working in a very small space. You know, hotel rooms in New York City are notoriously small, so we couldn't really squeeze another person in there if we wanted to.
So if you could do it again, you would stick to the same small crew?
I would. I thought we made a beautiful film with that small crew.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. This film does depict a relationship that's kind of different from what we're used to seeing.
Yes,
we have
the Hollywood norm.
Yeah.
Yes, that was on my part. And, you know, you never ask the directors, why are you using an older man and a younger woman in this situation? It's like, okay, it's time.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, hashtag time's up.
I'm so glad, guys. I'm so glad. No, absolutely. My producer and I, when we saw it, it was the first thing, and we kind of struggled about even asking that question.
Oh, no, ask.
Well, because you're absolutely correct. You know, we don't ask that choice when it's the other way around.
Yes.
But I think it is so important for us to talk about.
Well, it's important to talk about it now because so I thought, yeah, this is full transparency here.
How you said that people do ask about this. What's the feedback you've received?
It's the feedback has been, you know, it's very refreshing. It's a nice spin on an old story.
challenges, like working with small crews, finding a location, funding, etc. Can you tell us about some of the challenges that you faced?
Well, funding, for an independent filmmaker is always a big challenge, but the biggest challenge I had on this film was after we had started shooting and established, we lost our location. And it was my come to Jesus moment. 2 days before we were to go, we shot a trailer first for the fundraiser. And 2 days before we were to go back into this hotel that we got a great deal on some rooms at this boutique hotel in Midtown Manhattan, we were informed that the hotel was closed indefinitely. Oh. And my heart and I texted my DP and my AD, and we were just like, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? Can we shoot somewhere else? I was like, no, we've already established, blah, blah, blah. So I just said, okay, I'm pulling the plug on this. We just have to do that. So then it took almost another year to get back into the hotel. During that time, I lost my lead actor. I had to recast that role, not wanting to dump all the footage at our similar to the original actor from any of his behind shots, the back of his head where you didn't see his face. Right. And that was very challenging because I couldn't find one. The original script was in English and in Spanish. I couldn't find a Spanish-speaking actor who looked like the original actor. So I just put out a casting net. Anybody who natively speaks a foreign language, come in and audition for me if you are 6'1" and have dark brown hair. And I found the actor that I ended up going with, Sean, who was absolutely fantastic, and he spoke French Canadian.
Yeah, he really expressed. Yeah.
He was such a wonderful actor to work with. Yeah.
Wonderful. So can you talk a little bit about working with him and what that process was like for you on set, just the chemistry between you two and directing while you're...
He was just such a sweetheart to work with and, up for anything. And of course, as a director and producer, you always look for talent like that if they're a joy on set, so we're fast friends now. And he couldn't be here. He's out of town attending a wedding this weekend. Oh. Really wanted to be here.
Wonderful. How did you, director seat, the producer seat, and the lead actress? Yes. I mean, that's a lot of roles to be taking on.
Well, I find as an actress, I take direction well, so that was, easy. So
the actress was taking direction well from the director. Fantastic.
I'm a good actor on set, so yes, I take direction well. So that was the easy part. It was challenging wearing so many hats. Mm-hmm. I think we did okay.
Absolutely. Now, before you got to this point, yes. You have words on a page and yes. some ideas. Yes. And because your film is such an artistic film, can you talk a little bit about what it was like to pitch your film to people when you're talking about your crew, your producer, and even you mentioned doing some funding, sounds like crowdsourcing maybe. Mm-hmm. How did you talk to people about that and get them excited?
Well, I personally have an affinity who's done enough on film, and I found everybody very receptive to it. It's like, how are you going to do this? And it's like, so we're doing this. The couple their relationship is based on role play in this particular hotel room. Mm-hmm. It has to happen in this particular hotel room number 116, and all of the dialogue between them is Shakespeare's Sonnet 116. And if they go off course of that, they're immediately brought back. And there was one incident of that mm-hmm. where the man goes, he wasn't speaking his lines correctly, and the woman brings him back. Yeah. So yeah, I'd love putting Shakespeare on screen in any form that I can.
Oh, fantastic. Now, obviously, it is Shakespeare.
Yes.
And so we all know Shakespeare is a phenomenal writer. So there's a beautiful arc that goes to this. When you were creating the words on the page, mm-hmm. the scenery, everything like that, you have some flashback scenes and all of that. Is the final cut kind of how you imagined it to be, or did you change some things up from where you were inspired?
We added the closing shot over the credits. There was that little scene, that little twist at the end. That was added while we were on set.
That's where he's walking out? Is that?
Where I'm walking in.
Yeah, where you're walking in, that's right.
Because my DP said, well, he's just a rent boy, right? I was like, no, that's part of the role play. So I added that scene at the end, so it was me paying him. Spoiler alert. So I wanted to leave it up to the audience to decide what their relationship was. I wanted to leave it very ambiguous because you can't really explain your own relationship to anybody else. I mean, and anybody else, I mean, we look at other people's relationships and we're like, oh my God, what are they doing? Why are they together? But you know, you can't explain romance or attraction, or for whatever reason that people stay together, it's their reason. Right. So this is this couple's particular relationship, and that's why I wanted to leave it very ambiguous at the end.
Lovely. Can you tell us anything that you might have discovered, something you would do different, or something that you wish maybe you could have done that wasn't able to be done?
I think I wouldn't executive produce myself. I'd get somebody else to pay for it. We did do some crowdfunding, but for the most part, it was me paying for my film. So my next project that I have in development is a feature, and I'm currently looking to attach talent and get financiers involved with it. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So would that be your advice to future filmmakers? Or
yes, yes. Yes, the next project, definitely have a named talent, because that helps. That just helps people get interest and generate money. I mean,
yeah, of course.
Obviously I would have done that, but it was like, I ended up doing what I did, and I'm very happy with it.
You said how many film festivals?
Over 50. I've lost count.
That's pretty amazing. So you did all right, I'd say.
28 awards. So yes. So this is actually winding down our festival run. In the fall, the film is going to premiere on Amazon Video Prime.
Fantastic. So we can follow Amazon for 116. And then how else can we follow the film and you?
The name of my production company is Shelter Film. Shelterfilm.com, also on Facebook, also on Instagram. So updates will be there. And the Shelter Film was created to give women and minorities and just more opportunities in front of and behind the camera.
Wonderful. I will be following you after this interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming in. And again, congratulations on all the film festivals and being here at the Festival of Cinema. I mean, just truly amazing.
We're very happy to be here.
Thank you. All right. Well, guys, stay tuned and make sure you follow Julia.
Great.
Thank you.